So first of all, Aaron introduced me as a cybersecurity consultant and researcher, whereas I would term myself a cybersecurity engineer rather, because when it comes to cybersecurity, everybody is a researcher, right? So you cannot ignore researching every day. You have to research, you have to learn, you have to apply what you have learned day in day out when it comes to cybersecurity. So everybody is a researcher and everybody is an aspiring researcher. So I would rather call myself a cybersecurity consultant or a cybersecurity engineer. So uh, let me actually introduce myself. I'm Rahul Krishna and I'm from Chennai. Uh, Currently, I'm on a career break. I'm waiting to switch my job. I'm hoping to join my next new job probably by this month end or November first week. So let me briefly start uh, from my college times. So currently, I'm having 1.8 years experience in the cybersecurity industry, around 2 years. So when I was in my college during 2018, I first came across this word called cybersecurity or data breaches. Actually, that was the first thing I came across. So that particular blog had a lot of keywords like cybersecurity, information security, hacking, and all. So just as an outsider or just as a beginner, I was curious about this hacking stuff. So later on, I came to know a lot of things about cybersecurity. I started digging deep into this hacking thing, and I wanted to, there was this large influence of web series like Mr. Robot, and also I was a very normal guy like you all. So I came to know about this field from web series, and I was a normal guy. When I was reading news, I came to know about this data breach and stuffs and all. I didn't even know that this hacking thing could be taken as a career for a very large time until I came into my third year. That was the first time I came to know about this term called cyber security or information security, and this could be taken as a career as well. So from then on, I knew that I wanted to get into this industry and I wanted to set up a career in this industry. So before that, I was previously trying to learn a lot of other technical areas like since actually I'm not a computer science or IT or a software engineering graduate. I'm a mechatronics engineer basically. So I was trying to learn a lot about Internet of Things, robotics, automation stuffs. I did some few Bosch certifications on automation as well. So, but I knew that cybersecurity was my calling. So I wanted to pursue cybersecurity in a very elaborate manner, in a very depth manner. So when I got into my third year, I started researching further about cybersecurity, and I came to know about this certified ethical hacking certification. I thought that was the ultimate thing in cybersecurity. If you could crack that exam, then you are a professional hacker, and you could hack into any web servers or any systems like that. So that was my knowledge level until 2020. So I started preparing for that certification. I went to a class. I learned about the basics, concepts, and all. So after 6 months of class, I was able to crack the exam. I got introduced to this Nmap, Nikto, Wireshark, Metasploit, Burpsuit, all these basic tools and all. So I scored fairly enough in my first CH exam, and CH is not a very tough exam. It is a very basic level exam. So luckily I was able to clear that exam as well. So since I was from the mechatronics stream, I couldn't find any proper cybersecurity internship or anything. I tried my luck in applying for internships. I tried building my resumes, but everywhere only computer science students or IT students were given opportunities for cybersecurity internships and all. So I was not considered anywhere. Uh, During that whole 1.5 years thing during the Corona lockdown, from my fifth semester to eighth semester in my engineering, I was solely focused only on cybersecurity, and I was largely reading about the basics. So everybody knows that, and I want to stress it once more that before you get into cybersecurity, I want you to learn about the basics and the prerequisites. There are some prerequisites for cybersecurity. The three most important things I would term as computer networking, operating system knowledge, the Linux and the Windows operating system knowledge, and then at least one programming language. So everybody would ask which programming language should I choose? I would suggest you go with Python or JavaScript. Uh, See, every language has its own merits and demerits. When you choose to go with Java, you will be very strong when it comes to mobile applications hacking. When you choose to go with JavaScript, it will come in very handy for your web security skills, for building your web security skills. So every language has its own merits and demerits. But I personally would suggest that you go either with Python or JavaScript. That will be very helpful for your scripting purpose and all. So try to gather networking knowledge and operating system knowledge as well. So I got all this basics knowledge from this cybersecurity platform called TryHackMe. Today, most of you would be familiar with this TryHackMe platform. But earlier during 2020, TryHackMe was a very, very small thing with very small number of users. So when I started, it had around 50,000 users, I guess. But today we have around 1 million plus users, and earlier there was not a lot of basic concepts or the walkthrough stuffs. It would be largely about the CTFs and small boot to root missions. So I was there trying to learn a lot of things. I started around September 2020 and until my graduation till 2021. For that next 1 year I was actively I spent around I spent a lot of time in try hack me. I spent a lot of time in trying my luck in bug bounty as well. So, during that period, coming from a different background, that 1 year helped me to learn about the basics or learn about the prerequisites for cybersecurity. So, in particular, I got my I became very strong with Linux and Windows operating system basics as well. So everyone coming into the cybersecurity, I sincerely suggest that you cover your basics and then try building upon your the OWASP top 10 and the hack the box. Everybody can learn about cybersecurity, but without the basics, if you're trying to cram a lot of concepts, again you have to go back to the basics. So better I suggest that you get your basics right first. You learn about the prerequisite subjects like networking, operating system, and programming, and then I sincerely suggest you jump into cybersecurity. Or else it will be very hard, and most of the times you will give up on learning cybersecurity because without the basics you wouldn't understand what is what, and it will be very hard for you to grab the concepts as well, or to understand even the basics of cybersecurity. You'll require the knowledge of networking. Sometimes you'll require syntax level understanding of development languages or programming, to understand scripts, to understand tools, how stuffs work. So only if in order to attack a system or device, you need to know how does it work. You need to know you need to be able to understand at least the basic stuffs of its working. So only if you are able to understand the working, you will find a way to hack it. So that is the basic underline of cyber security. Before you attack something, know how to build it. So your knowledge of building something will come in handy when you're trying to hack into something. Something here means a system or a device, right? So I sincerely suggest, if you are a web developer or application developer, you get into application security. If you are strong with networking, get into network security or cloud security, right? uh, if you're already a network admin or something, transitioning from that particular career to a security career would be very very helpful when you are trying to say, suppose if you have a CCNA and a basic networking knowledge, from there to build upon your CH will be very very simple, right? So I'm just quoting it as an example. So I want you to know that your basics knowledge will come in very handy when you try to build your cybersecurity knowledge, right? So I'm stressed. I think I've stressed it enough so that you guys are very, very particular about getting your prerequisites before you start learning cybersecurity. So if you're if you're if you're doubtful about where I could learn all the basic stuffs, I sincerely suggest that you start with TryHackMe. If you're an absolute beginner, start with TryHackMe, guys. So it has got several learning paths like pre-security, introduction to security, junior penetration testing, a dedicated path for website security, a dedicated path for cyber defense as well. So I sincerely suggest that if you are an absolute beginner or if you're not confident about your skills, start with TryHackMe, guys. Be very, very dedicated from day to night. Whenever you get time, start solving rooms. If you're not confident about solving CTFs, start with walkthroughs. Learn about the basic concepts. First of all, I don't want you to get into any room and start learning about Nmap, start learning about burp suit. No, no, no. I want you to learn in a in a, in in an oriented manner. So I suggest you go with these learning paths from TryHackMe platforms. That would be very, very helpful when you are progressing, when you start solving CTF rooms, when you start solving boot to root missions, when you start your OECP preparation, that will come in very, very handy. So that's why I'm sincerely suggesting you to do from your basics, right? So the next important thing I want to talk about is internships and certifications, guys. So for me, I was not a computer science, IT, or software engineer. Guys, am I audible? Hello? Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, I think somebody muted me. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, thank you. Let me continue then. So I was talking about internships and certifications, right? So since my background was not in computer science, I found it very hard to get an internship. I tried applying to several startups, several MNCs, several companies. I tried networking via LinkedIn and all, but I was not lucky. I couldn't crack into any internship or a job during my college time. So I was learning simultaneously, and I was trying for every possible opportunity out there, right? So uh, I did my CH from a particular institute in Chennai. So I thought, let me go back there and let me ask them if they got any internship opportunity. So that was the first thing I think I did it right when it come to my career or my game. So I went there and asked, sir, do you have any internships? He said, yeah, why not? You could take up a teaching internship. That was an unpaid gig, guys. When you are in college, don't worry whether you're getting a paid gig or an unpaid one. I sincerely suggest you go take up that opportunity, because if you get an opportunity as a trainer, even if you are getting paid low, uh, while you are in college, don't worry too much about how much you are getting paid. Don't compare yourself to your fellow software developer friends. Those guys would be cramming their DSA concepts and they would be solving DSA from day in day out, right from their first year. And when it comes to their third year, while in their engineering or in their college, they definitely would be able to crack into internships, right? So that is not the case with us. They have a specific pattern. They have a lot of specific number of problems, 100 problems, 200 problems from a lot of platforms. So they definitely they are in a different path, and remember that you are in a very, very different path from them. So you are not a regular software developer and you are a cybersecurity engineer. You need to have knowledge on various basics. So that is not the case with them. If they are focusing on programming and they are having few development projects, that would be enough for them to get into any big MNCs. But that is not the case with you. So I sincerely suggest you don't compare yourself with those software developer friends of yours, right? You need to have a great amount of patience to crack into your first internship or first cybersecurity job. I know a lot of friends of mine who are very much interested into cybersecurity, but earlier they were in software. They were working as a software developer or they were working as a network engineer for 2 or 3 years. Later on, they got this cybersecurity opportunity, and later on, after 2 or 3 years, they jumped into the security domain. So everything is possible, guys. So but our aim should be to get a cybersecurity job as your first job, right? At least we should try our maximum best. So my point here is to make sure that I tell whatever I'll share with you guys whatever I know about getting your first cybersecurity job. That is the entire idea behind this session, right? So for that, I think you should apply for every internship opportunity. Sometimes you may feel that the job description may not meet your skill set. Like you may not be skilled enough for that job description. But even though if you're not if you feel I'm not qualified enough for that, even though if you feel like that, I suggest that you apply to that particular internship or job. Sometimes your resume might get clicked and you may get that HR call. So HR call is the very very crucial thing, guys, because further you'll have technical rounds where your technical senior engineer or your manager will come and interview you. But during the HR round, these people don't know the technical aspect of cybersecurity. They will have a set of questions and set of answers particularly. Only if you are able to answer in a way that they understand, you will further be processed to the technical rounds. So a lot of MNCs have these policies. So the HR will have a basic set of questions. He or she will ask you the basic questions. So you will have to answer in a way that they understand. So the HR round is very, very crucial. Sometimes few companies have these policies. Only after you clear the technical HR, you will be further proceeded with the second and third round, where the actual cybersecurity engineer or manager will come and ask. Those few rounds will be comparatively easy, guys. Believe me, because when it comes to your first job, you wouldn't be required to have an OSCP, or you wouldn't be required to have a, say suppose we're getting into cyber defense like a SOC analyst or malware analysis, whatever path, apart from penetration testing, you wouldn't be required to have a great deal of knowledge. If you are thorough on your basic concepts, if you're thorough on your basic tools, if you show them that I am willing to learn whatever it takes to excel in this particular role, people will definitely believe you and give you a first opportunity. So always be very positive about yourself and showcase yourself like, sir or ma'am, if you give this opportunity, I'm going to learn and I'll definitely outperform every other person in the team. So that must be your attitude. Have a very very good attitude. Showcase that you are a good person. Showcase that you will be able to work among a team. And uh, tell your recruitment team that I won't get into any office politics. I won't get into any kind of politics. I'm a sincere guy. If you give me an opportunity, I'll learn and perform well. That must be your mindset, guys. And you have to politely explain this point somehow to this your management, somehow to your recruitment guys, so that they believe in you. Because your first job is all about your belief. You have to make a very good impression with your resume. You have to make a very good impression with your communication. When it comes to interview, you shouldn't be scared. Be confident, but be very, very polite. Be humble enough to say that if you don't know something in an interview, be humble enough to say that, sir, I'll definitely learn and I'll try to answer it. I'll try to answer it better when it comes to the next time. Something like that. Be polite, guys. Be polite with your interviewer, because the first job is all about the companies place a blind trust on you. So make sure that you are worthy for that trust, right? So in your first after you're joining your first job, in your first 2 to 3 months, you have to put in some extra amount of hours to learn about the particular job role, right? There isn't anyone that who knows 100% everything before getting into a job. Even if you are 5 or 10 years experience and you're trying to
through
and
Windows
you're trying to
forensics
get into
and to
cybersecurity
learn a new
leadership position,
might not be in.
there is a large chance that you still have to learn a lot of things for it. There's a vast scope of learning for your next job. And that will be mostly the case with cybersecurity industry, because uh, our industry, our cybersecurity industry, it gets updated on a weekly manner, right? So you have to be very active on your LinkedIn. You have to be very active, and you have to spend at least 30 minutes
It's
to know
complex.
about
It's not an
what
offensive.
actually is happening in the cybersecurity industry. What are people talking about? What are people reading about? Say if you are a SOC analyst or if you are a malware analyst, you have to follow a lot of malware analysts. You have to follow a lot of SOC analysts. If you are a penetration tester, follow a lot of penetration testers, right? Connect with them. Know, try to understand how they approach a particular problem. Try to understand them in a perspective that how they are preparing themselves to become a better penetration tester, how they are performing, how they are preparing themselves to become a better bug bounty hunter. In order to understand people, you have to be, you have to connect with them. You can't, even in this poster, this guy has a mask and a hoodie, right? You can't be that guy when it comes to cybersecurity industry. You can't be that sneaky or a very silent guy when it comes to cybersecurity industry. You have to be very social. You have to go and talk with people. You have to go make connections with people you haven't met in your lifetime. That will be mostly the case, because we are not a software developer, guys. We don't have lakhs of people working on our industries. Maybe when it mostly say if in a company of 1,000 people, there will be 300 to 400 developers, but there are definitely be less than 50 members in a cyber security team. That will be mostly the case. So if you are in a product, if you are in a product company like Zoho or something, in every particular team, say there are 15 to 20 people, for example, there will be 10 developers at least, 5 management people, less than around 3 to 5 security people. That will be the strength. Like in a 20-member team, probably will be 3 or 4 guys working in working for the cyber security part. So that will be the ratio, or that will be the cybersecurity strength present everywhere. So make sure you connect with every fellow cybersecurity guy. Even if you are a penetration tester and that particular guy is on the cyber defense part, try connecting with them, try socializing with them, try understanding his perspective of cybersecurity. How does he approach things? So that you learn a lot of things as a penetration tester. It's a mutually dependent set, guys. Just because you're a penetration tester, you shouldn't ignore cyber defense. Just because you are a SOC analyst, you can't ignore how people will be hacking your systems. You should know both. You should know the basics of the penetration testing attacks in order to become a better SOC analyst. You should know how cyber defense, how the security defense system, security systems are placed in order to attack them better. Both these cases are mutually dependent, guys. So try to learn as much as possible. Try to connect. Try to socialize with fellow cybersecurity engineers as much as possible. You can't be that introvert guy. You may be an introvert. I'm not saying you can't be an introvert. You can be an introvert, but when it comes to your career, when it comes to your job, where you have to open up your mouth, you have to open and you have to talk, you have to connect with people. There's no other way. Otherwise, I don't know a lot of successful hackers who are lone wolves. The movies have portrayed to us in a very wrong manner. Generally, even the bad guys, even the malicious guys, form a big team and they try to attack a particular target, right? So that's how the cyber attacks happen in real world, guys. You can't see one guy sitting in a room and trying to break into an MNC. That isn't how stuffs work. There will be a lot of social engineering, a lot of teams involved, a lot of guys motivated for a particular purpose, and then they try to attack into something. That's how the real world cyber attack. The bad guys form teams and they work together. So why do you want to stay aloof, stay alone, and you won't be able to learn a lot of things, guys. So try connecting and try socializing with your fellow cybersecurity people as much as possible, right? So I was talking about certifications. So a lot of people connecting with me always ask, bro, tell me one certification that will help me land in my first cybersecurity job. So whether it will be a certified ethical hacking CES or relearn VJPT or CompTIA Security Plus, I tell them do research it for yourself. Some people say that I'm being rude or harsh, but definitely that isn't the thing, guys. Believe me. When in 2020 I started with a certification CH for my first job. 2020 and 2021, there were a lot of job openings for CH in particular. But in 2022, a lot of penetration testing entry level jobs require OSCP, guys. That is the truth. So will CH suffice? Will EJPT suffice? Will CompTIA Security Plus be enough for my first security job? Nobody exactly knows. So that's why I want you to research. So how to research for that particular certification? Go to LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, all your favorite job posting sites, right? Take them all. Look for cybersecurity analysts, penetration testers. Take all the job descriptions, guys. Read all the job descriptions. At least take 50 to 100 job descriptions for entry level jobs, right? Understand what is the certification requirement. What does the company require? What certification does the company require from a candidate for a fresher or with a guy with 1 year experience? From that, based on your observation, you have to filter it, guys. Once you filter it, you will be personally convinced that this particular certification, investing money and time on this particular certification, is going to largely help to get my first cybersecurity job. That's how you actually land in a uh, uh, that's how you decide which certification to go with. I did it the wrong way, guys. I asked my friends, I asked people around me, bro, what certification do should I do? How should I approach cybersecurity? And they blindly told me, go get go get your CH. There you will learn everything. That should be enough for a fresher. And luckily, even though I didn't learn a lot about cybersecurity in CH, that was a very brief time. I had 1 more year time. I learned the basics from Try Hack Me, and luckily I was able to land in my first role with the help of CH. That was back in the Corona time, guys. That was back around 1 year. This year, stuffs have changed. There are a lot of startups. There are a lot of internship opportunities for college guys that doesn't require certifications at all for your first job. They may consider your bug bounty profile. If you are good with programming and scripting, you can showcase your GitHub thing, like what and all tools have you developed, what and all scripting projects have you done. This part of real world application. So it is a testament that you have applied what you have learned. So that is very very important. If you have done projects, if you have done bug bounty, that is going to help your profile very very in a it will showcase your profile in a very good manner. So it doesn't matter what degree you have or what college you are coming from. That doesn't really matter, guys. So if you're good with scripting and all, if you are able to showcase 4 good projects, that should be enough. That should be enough. That's why I be cybersecurity law. Certification, I can't read suggest which one. And that I don't have the knowledge to suggest, or I don't want to suggest to you guys. That isn't my intention. My intention is that I want you to research what are the possible opportunities available for a particular certification, right? So based on your research, based on your conviction, go upon it, because there isn't a fixed path when it comes to cybersecurity. This isn't a traditional software development career, guys. Believe me, there you have this DSA set of problems, set of projects, and then you have to keep applying for internships. You'll definitely land somewhere. That isn't the case when it comes to cybersecurity, guys. There isn't a fixed path on how you build your career, right? You just have to keep exploring. You just have to keep learning. Suddenly one day you'll get a good opportunity. That's how stuffs work with cybersecurity, guys. There isn't a fixed route, guys, right? So these days, after 2018 or 2019, a lot of colleges have got this BTech cybersecurity or BSc cybersecurity course.